Grand Canyon, South Rim, April 13th, 2018.
Okay. Absolutely terrified.
I know you are. Look, see the people ahead?
No, I can't.
Okay, just stay where you're at.
I'm with you.
Okay, we're stepping again. Again. One more.
A woman sits on the back of a horse being led down the Grand Canyon by a man on foot. Other hikers and horses accompany them.
I'm scared.
Let's go.
West, how many more?
Can't talk about the steps yet.
The group continues their descent. Then white text appears over a black background. Her Inescapable Brave Mission in Dial Tone Films presents, in association with Hidden Light Productions Limited, in association with Four Corner Film Logistics, Voya Cares, Q Straight, a film by Celia Aniskovich. Next, on a clear day, a South Asian woman with black hair travels along the pedestrian path on the Brooklyn Bridge in a motorized wheelchair.
I grew up being told I had to look and act perfect every time I stepped out of the house.
She continues over the bridge.
That has stayed with me my entire life. But life is a journey in which you are going to change. There's going to be enormous transformations. You're going to fail miserably. And triumph isn't necessarily always the award or being in the spotlight. It is the crying, totally beat up, physically your body cannot move anymore. But it's also the triumph of
She stops on the crest of the bridge.
keeping going.
She looks out over the water. Then the main title appears over an aerial view of the Grand Canyon, facing the falls. Next, in her wheelchair, the woman enters a bedroom and sets herself head-on before the camera.
My inexplicable falls started around the age of 25. I was tested, every test you can imagine. And at that time in my life, in my mid-20s, late 20s, when you want to be in control, you just can't imagine that you'll lose all physical function.
She walks slowly, aided by a gold walker.
HIBM is hereditary inclusion body myopathy. This is a very rare genetic disease. If you were to look at my muscles, they look like Swiss cheese. Within 10 to 15 years of its onset, it typically leads to severe incapacity. I find that's like the PG safe version of them not saying quadriplegia.
Laying in bed, she lifts the upper part of the mattress via remote.
I am sick and I have a chronic illness that is forever changing, where there is constant loss. But there is no body going down and work going down. It's maybe body physically going down and the ambition and the drive in my advocacy work goes up.
With a small black girl.
I knew at a very young age what I wanted to do, that I wanted to work in developing countries. I started at the age of 24 with the United Nations, but it was that time in my life that I started limping. I didn't see myself as a disability advocate. But when you have a voice or a platform that can make a difference and make a positive influence in the world,
She walks up steps using a cane.
you should do so.
She continues slowly up the staircase. Then a series of close-ups of a map. Each close-up shows a trail with a colored pin in it. Text appears, 2014.
March 2014 is when the idea came, crossing the Grand Canyon.
A soaring aerial view of the Grand Canyon.
I learned that for every 5 million people who visit the Grand Canyon, only 1% go down. I wanted to be part of that 1%. The physical barriers are very real, but it's the attitudinal barriers that are the most difficult and challenging to deal with.
She creates a social media page.
If we're ever going to see the cultural and social change that we want in the world,
She rides a horse in a corral.
we need to have these beacons.
I met Cara a few years ago. She called to ask if we would allow someone with disabilities to ride.
Kelsey Rayner, therapeutic riding instructor.
She wanted to let people understand that there are no barriers or limitations other than the ones that you put on yourself.
Look at this magnificent animal.
Wes was really excited about being a pioneer and having someone with disabilities come down into the canyon on a horse, which as far as I know, has never been done.
He can be safe in his mind. And all of our training is teaching these guys how to be calm in the chaos.
I could feel how hard she'd been working. I was just looking at it as, is there some purpose here? Is there some passion involved in this? Then if so, then I wanted to be in.
Thank you.
Sliding down.
Hold on, put that arm over towards me, please. She feeds off of breaking any type of stigma, whether it's related to women or disabilities, and then proving them wrong.
She shared her story just a few weeks ago before embarking on her dream adventure across the Grand Canyon. Her mission, travel the canyon as a voice for others living with a disability.
Just because something's difficult doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. In the gym, for the first time in probably 4 years, to try and get as fit as possible for the Grand Canyon expedition.
In the last 6 months, she has deteriorated physically tenfold. And these are wild horses, putting someone, especially when it comes to physical disabilities, on a 1,000+ pound animal that's fight or flight. I don't know how we're gonna get through this.
I didn't really listen to people because people in my own life, imagining themselves in my position, said, how are you gonna manage? People said that when I went to Angola, when I went to Haiti. People said, no one will marry you this way. These are ableist ideas. This is what I'm trying to change.
Cara and her husband kiss in the gym.
In 89 days, we will take off. We are 9 weeks away from taking off.
We're 53 days.
30 days, 28 days to go until I and a group of wranglers, rafters, my husband, and a film crew take off on the south rim of the Grand Canyon for a 12-day expedition. We will cross it on horseback for the first 3 days and then raft along the Colorado River for 150 miles.
A map graphic charts Cara's expedition.
At this point, it's out of my control. We've done everything we can to prepare.
Cara looks at her social media page.
Okay.
Next, 3 horses careen out of a trailer held via ropes by a wrangler. Text appears. Day 1, Mather Camp, Grand Canyon, 178 miles to go. A wrangler adjusts a Western-style saddle and affixes it to a horse. Then, Cara is fitted with leather chaps and a golf helmet. West embraces Cara.
Oh my God.
Cara stands beside a horse, flanked by a woman and a man.
Leg up.
She attempts to hoist herself into the saddle. She pauses with her foot in a stirrup.
1, 2, 3. Up.
With the help of her aides, she swings her leg over the horse's back. Seated in the saddle, she rubs the horse's neck.
Up.
She leans back and situates herself.
Okay. Everybody just a calm walk, okay?
Okay, come on, Sheriff.
West, on foot, leads Cara on horseback along a rocky dirt path. Other aides follow on foot. Then, the view looking out over the canyon. The group stops. Cara looks outward. Then, the view looking down into the canyon. Cara sits on horseback at the edge of the rim, with the canyon stretching out before her. As the group continues, text appears. South Kaibab Trail, 177 miles to
We're
go.
gonna go slow. Nice, easy steps. Nice, easy steps. Step.
Oh, look at that view.
Step.
A large bird soars overhead. Then, Cara's viewpoint over the horse's neck.
There was a lot of fear for all of us.
Okay, position.
I didn't have the inner thigh muscles to move my legs.
West leads Cara's horse around a tight bend.
I didn't know if I would be able to hold the physical position in the saddle.
The group holds at the bend.
Let's go.
They continue onward.
He's coming with me.
Watch our left foot on the side.
Little step. We're gonna keep moving.
West walks backwards along a narrow path, a view of the steep drop over the edge of the path.
Start counting.
Then, the group navigates down craggy steps.
7. This is a big one. 6, 5, 4,
Around a tight bend.
3, 2. Here's another big one.
I got you. I got you.
Good work.
You're doing great.
The group is stopped.
Okay, we're gonna start moving.
Cara leans back in the saddle with her eyes closed.
All right, we're walking.
Deep breaths.
Let's go, Shara.
Hang on.
Ooh.
A view down the winding, craggy steps.
These are the steepest steps.
Cara looks at the step path ahead of her.
Oh my God.
Prepare yourself. Steady.
The group continues onward, with Kelsey holding Cara's torso up and back.
Come on, Sheriff, give me a step, bud. There it is.
West leads Cara's horse. Then, the horse jerks forward.
Sit up. Push up.
West's arm blocks the camera.
Okay, Cara? Talk to me. Cara. Okay? Yeah. Keep talking.
Just my head is really paining. It's throbbing.
A man offers Cara a water bottle.
I smashed my forehead, my nose, my face, on his head.
I heard the helmet thump too up there, so.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop.
She went head to head with the horse, huh? Gosh, she did. Really?
You saved on her head.
I worry about her having a concussion. She easily could be turning around right now.
From a distance, a view of the group stopped on the trail. West adjusts his western hat and wipes his eye. Cara shakes her head and exhales deeply.
There's a lot of energy. And the horses are feeling, okay? I want this to be safe.
Yeah.
Let me walk you through your options right now. It's either get off or we just keep moving.
Okay.
Cara nods her head softly.
I'll let Kelsey or yourself or your team
you have
make
an egg
that
on your
call.
head.
'Cause I'm
But here's the question. This is steep here. Would you rather go down on foot?
I think you're safer where you're at.
I would have to agree.
That's what I'm gonna say.
And I think if you could just make it a little bit further.
Give me 5 minutes. Let's reeval in 5 minutes.
Take it nice and slow, right? And this is so out of my comfort zone and out of my moral ethical code of a therapeutic riding instructor. There's some people in my industry that had reached out and just kind of said, "Are you crazy?"
Oh, please.
She wanted this so badly. She was gonna come when it came down to it, with or without me.
Please. Where we're at. I'm scared.
Press down hard in your stirrups.
They continued down the precarious step trail. Then, a view of the path from a distance.
I unfortunately have this drive behind me to push adrenaline through my veins to keep going.
Cara leans back in the saddle with her eyes closed as they walk along.
There's a very fine line for me in honoring my personal experience of living with this devastating chronic illness and the constant mourning and sense of loss as I lose abilities, and being a public advocate and spokesperson for the community trying to promote the social model of disability. It's hard sometimes.
Let's squeeze the ankle.
Okay.
Okay.
I had no idea it was that long, that steep, that dangerous.
They wind around another tight bend.
It's a 10-hour descent to the bottom.
They continue down the steep, narrow steps.
We are so close, Cara.
Cara leans back in the saddle with her eyes closed.
I didn't realize I had a fear of heights.
The depth of the canyon is visible over the ledge.
I was panicking. I was like, I can't get out of this. As it kept going on, it is like, you're in this. You have to face this. You don't have a choice. You don't realize the limits of what human beings can do unless you're tested.
The group walks along a flat section of trail.
You're almost there.
They cross a narrow suspension bridge over water. Text appears, base of Grand Canyon, 169 miles to go.
Thank you, everybody.
I don't know if Cara knows this or not.
West blinks back tears.
but her life was in my hand.
Cara's horse shakes, rattling her body.
It has been the hardest mental challenge for me.
Kelsey nods and blinks back tears. Then she covers her face in her hands.
But we made it this far.
She nods.
That last point, her breathing was so restricted, and I'd look into her eyes and just see this kind of glossed over courage. But she chose and dug deep and found a way to keep going. You just got to step one time, and then again and again and again.
The group arrives at a campground.
Okay, nice and light.
Kelsey supports Cara as she slides down the side of the horse. Cara stands on the ground. She has a bruise under her right eye. A man lifts Cara up and sets her down on a picnic table.
yeah.
Boy, that shiner's.
Isn't it?
It's coming out. You're getting the colors of the rainbow here.
My first shiner in the Grand Canyon.
A time-lapse view overlooking the Grand Canyon through the night. Then, a map graphic charts the path from South Kaibab Trail to Cottonwood Campground. Next, in the daylight, text appears. Day 2, Cottonwood Campground, 152 miles to go.
There was a lot of truth that came out in the Grand Canyon. Not just the acknowledgement of how weak my body was, but also about being your authentic self.
The group prepares for another day of hiking.
When you're a disability advocate, I think doing anything, putting yourself out there, there's always a risk that people aren't going to agree with what you're doing or how you do it. But so often we don't even try something because we're afraid.
Cara laces up her boots. Then the group continues their hike on another narrow dirt path.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Come on. Hey, we got about 30 seconds. And we're going.
I can do it.
Cara's horse lurches forward.
Lean forward.
One more.
Lean forward for the last one. Come on, come on, come on.
A time-lapse view overlooking the Grand Canyon at sunset. Then the exterior of Cara's small orange tent.
Michelle, can you hear me?
Inside, Cara talks on a cell phone.
Tomorrow we return to Phantom Ranch, which is our last day of horseback riding, where we will meet the river crew. She said there's a crazy outpour of support on social media. She's posting on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
A map graphic charts the path from Cottonwood Campground to Phantom Ranch. Then the group travels along a craggy dirt trail.
Oh my God, we made it.
Text appears. Day 4, Colorado River handover, 146 miles to go. The group arrives at a sandy beach on the riverbed, where 3 small boats await. A wrangler hugs a man holding a life vest. Kelsey lifts Cara's leg over the horse's neck. The 4 horses drink from the river. Kelsey hugs Cara, who stood on the ground, supported by a man.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dude.
Harlan Taney, river guide.
It was Harlan's idea, actually. He said, well, why don't we take a different route out? Why don't you switch over to whitewater rafts and raft out the lower half, 150 miles of the Colorado River?
An aerial view of the river.
The Colorado River is known as the lifeline to the West. You have some of the highest whitewater rapids in the United States. It's amazing how that river has cut through creating that canyon. It can also be very dangerous, and it has taken many lives.
Kelly McGrath, river guide.
I first saw Cara at the 2015 No Barrier Summit. She was the keynote speaker. It completely moved me, and I just remember thinking, like, this woman is so powerful. I was really skeptical. I had no expectations. We started off with getting Cara into the water and working with Roy, who's our safety kayaker.
Roy's sole job was to be there in case I fell out of the boat. And in seeing how physically weak I was, He took it upon himself to say, I will be right beside her.
Okay.
Roy Lipman.
Let's try that again.
Is it okay if I leave that on?
Yeah, that should be all right.
Running rivers is a very visual sport. You react to what's coming to you visually. So when your eyes are on something else, you're kind of boating by braille a little bit more. And so it's this really interesting challenge for me too. But that's part of what this whole experience, this whole project is about, is overcoming challenges.
Braids are in a hat, so we're all good to go.
Anything can happen at any moment, and I will put my life out on the line for her, without question.
Roy nods. Next, Roy leans back over the side of a raft.
There she goes.
Deanna Sanderson.
Grand Canyon doesn't allow for a set plan. We wanted to see what Cara's body would do and how it would react in the water.
We're giving Cara as much information as we possibly can to allow her to make an educated decision on what she wants to do.
A map graphic charts the path from Phantom Ranch to 124 Mile Rapid.
At the end of the river, we are going to run Lava Falls. It is the most iconic rapid on the river. To have that experience with Cara would be phenomenal. Right now, it's far, far from my mind. One day at a time and one rapid at a time.
Deanna and Cara in the river with life vests. They glide over a large rapid, Cara lying on her back. Water splashes over her. They glide over and through more rapids as they float down the river. They reach a calmer stretch of river. River guides in a boat surround Cara.
That was beautiful.
2 river guides lift Cara into a raft.
On the count of 3?
I think there's an acknowledgement and understanding of what could happen. A boat flips, or if we end up smashing a wall or whatever that is. How do we deal? How do we respond? How do we react?
It was awesome. You don't need your legs to do this, which is pretty cool.
This is one of the most incredible expeditions, and that requires all of us to show up in a very different way. She's looking to build something greater. It's more about the spirit of what she's done throughout her life. This is a testament to it. She's putting herself out there in an amazingly vulnerable and gracious place.
Cara fist bumps the group in the raft. The view of the canyon while soaring along the river. Then a map graphic charting the path from 124 Mile Rapid to Upset Rapid.
We have what's called a paddle boat. I am the captain of the boat. I'm reading the water. I give commands to let them know what I'm seeing.
A hand skims the water as the paddle boat travels along. Cara sits on the side of the boat paddling.
White water, we love it! All forward!
Text appears. Day 7, Upset Rapid, 76 miles to go.
Hold on!
The paddle boat rocks and jerks as it traverses the whitewater rapids.
How do you feel, Cara?
Fantastic! Didn't fall out of the boat.
The river guides lift Cara onto a paddleboard and into the river.
We're at Timur Lock Canyon and the waterfall.
Guides lead Cara's paddleboard under a waterfall. Cara rolls off the paddleboard into the water. Then river guides grill as Cara walks along the sandy riverbed with her gold walker. A flock of birds fly over the river. Then the group continues through the rapids in the paddleboat. Next, a map graphic charts the path from Upset Rapid to Lava Falls. Text appears. Day 10, Lava Falls, 46 miles to go.
Lava Falls is one of the highest whitewater rapids in the United States. It was the largest and most challenging at the end of the rapids that we would be going through. That was the pinnacle.
It's beautiful, it's wild, a lot can go wrong.
Team safety meeting.
I have some pretty large reservation about running lava. My heart stops to some degree when I think about her swimming that rapid.
She pauses and looks up.
Yeah, it would be incredible to be able to do it. And I have such confidence in you, Royal. I know that is a lot of pressure.
Lava's always a gamble in my mind. It's, no matter how much control you might think you're in, lava is always sort of a rolling of the dice. There's a few rapids down here where no matter how good you are, that place will humble you and you might get separated. Something might happen and you might not be able to be there. If she ends up in the water and lava, it's gonna be a bad swim. I don't wanna put somebody's life at risk on my watch.
If everybody is on board,
She shrugs.
I'm happy to do it. I just want to make sure we're taking care of her.
I give it a 90% probability that that boat dump trucks, kicks everyone out of there, or flips.
The river guide team approaches Cara.
Why are you nervous?
Well, because I don't know what you're saying. You're going to tell me. And while I'm excited to do lava, I also know that if you tell me no, that it is probably the greatest gift of love because you care about me.
We just talked about at the end of our conversation exactly what you just said. And BJ said it. He's like, Cara cares so much about all of us and how everyone else, their safety, their well-being. And that's what this whole trip has been about. And we've had this incredible experience.
God forbid something did happen to me or to anybody on the trip, that would stay with all of us forever.
You're going to get to run lava no matter what. And if we do it in a motorboat, that can be an amazing thing too.
A time-lapse view of the river and canyon as the sky turns to night. Then, the group sits around a campfire. The next day, a river guide puts a flamingo hat on Cara's head. They sit in a motorboat.
The team made the decision. They decided together what would be best for all of us. For us not to be in the raft and to do that run on the motorboat. Because at this point in the expedition, it wasn't about me. And I think from the beginning, it never really was.
They approach the whitewater rapids in the motorboat.
Holy shit, we are
The boat rocks over the rapids. Roy follows the motorboat in a kayak.
Oh my god.
Roy and another river guide fist bump.
Yeah, that was awesome. Let's stay on.
It was gnarly.
I'm so glad we did it this way.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, you guys looked like it was awesome.
Yeah, that was. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. That's the plan. Not a good spot to be anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not your
should
run.
we get him out?
Can you let go?
Not yet.
Watch your head.
Roy, still in his kayak, pushes off the motorboat and out of view.
All right. Hey, BJ, cut it! BJ, cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it!
Cut the motor.
Stay with Cara. It's Roy. It's Roy.
Cara cries as a man holds her.
I was sitting there and I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even get out of the way.
She wipes tears from her eyes.
And I feel so responsible.
The camera thrashes under the water.
Everybody is here because of me.
Cara cries in the boat.
He's right here. He's here. He's here.
Roy pulls himself out from under the boat.
Are you all right? Okay, can you get out of your skirt? Can I pull it?
I'm out.
You're out? Here, give me your life jacket. You're all right. I got you. I got you.
Hold up.
Okay, take a minute. Motor's cut. You all right? Oh. 1, 2, 3.
They pull Roy up into the boat. He hangs his head.
You all right?
I got caught up in the moment.
Another guide hugs him.
Before I knew it, there I was, underneath a motor rig. The nightmare that we all know is totally possible.
Roy rolls over into the fetal position. Cara continues to be held by a man on the boat. Then, Roy and Cara hug.
In that position.
It's not your fault.
Then, a view of the river soaring just above its surface. Next, a map graphic charting the path from Lava Falls to Diamond Creek.
My legs are gonna flop.
Today's the last day, and it couldn't be spent more perfectly than to share it with Roy and Dee and Kelly in the water. They've given me so much strength and healing and nurturing and love and guidance. This wasn't a pilgrimage just for myself, but for everybody who was involved.
The guides place Cara in a kayak.
I feel flooded with emotions from the minute we left and all day long. What it takes for her to function on a daily basis, like all the things that I take for granted. And I give her so much credit for not giving a shit. Like, she just puts it out there and does it and isn't afraid to ask for help or express how she's feeling.
Cara kayaks along the river.
I already had that inkling and that intuition to know that there was magic in this trip. But there's no power in that if you don't take what you learn here out into the world.
Cara kayaks with Roy beside her on a paddleboard. Cara floats on her back in the river.
Being in the water is like home because I don't need my legs.
She swipes her arms out and in at her sides.
The water holds me. Everything in my life is difficult. Everything.
Her face contorts, holding back tears. She briefly looks down.
And I'm tired. I get really tired living with HIBM because everything is so hard.
She continues gently floating down the river on her back.
But living with HIBM, it's brought so much more than it has taken away from me.
White text appears on a black background. Cara completed all 178 miles of the Grand Canyon trip in 12 days. Then, the sun peeks out from behind the Brooklyn Bridge. Cara sits on the crest in her motorized wheelchair.
It feels like a lifetime ago that I came up with this idea. Everything has happened and everything has changed since the Grand Canyon. I grew up the first 30 years of my life without a disability, and I've been conditioned by these ideas of what it means to live with a disability. I set out on this journey believing I needed to represent the 1.3 billion people who live with disabilities by being this warrior queen, effortlessly making her way through the canyon. But what I learned in the canyon is that the me crying with two black eyes who still keeps going, that's what's real. The best way to be a beacon for my community is to have the courage to just be me.
Cara sits in her wheelchair as a carousel slowly rotates before her. Cut to black. Then, text appears. In 2023, Cara was appointed by the White House to serve as a senior advisor on international disability rights. Then, credits. Directed and produced by Celia Aniskovich. Produced by Liz Yale Marsh. Produced by Cara Yar Khan. Executive producers, Hillary Clinton, Chelsea Clinton. Executive producers, Sam Pollard, Brenda Robinson. Executive producers, Amy Flanagan, Siobhan Sinnerton. Executive producers, Julie Gerardin Boynton, Terry Boynton, Isaiah Boynton, Brianna Boynton. Co-producers, Wendy Ely Jackson, John Masters. Director of Grand Canyon Expedition Footage and co-producer, Elettra Fiumi. Edited by Nick Lear. Directors of Photography, Justin Clifton, Corey Freeman Lott. Original score written and performed by Ann Mueller. Then, more credits roll. Lastly, a credit. Dial Tone Films.